Hi, hey, it's Sexy J, back at it again with the quick and dirty on the new digital SAT. As I told you guys, I'm going to first cover the questions that are completely new and unique to this new test, okay? So, this is what you guys might be familiar with as the line evidence question. But more specifically, it's line evidence with poetry. Yay! I told you guys, right? There's poetry now. But the fact that it's poetry doesn't really matter on its own. There isn't like the poetry question. It's more, what is it with poetry plus what the other content we've done before. So it's poetry plus line evidence. Okay? Line evidence. And so this is when a lot of people might be discouraged. I'm not even going to get into that. Don't get discouraged, guys. That's why I'm here. Okay? They're not going to make you go into these are the poetic sensibilities or like any of the things you found difficult in AP Lit class. That's not going to come up here. Okay? It is not going to come up. So let's look here. The title of the poem, Listen in a Word, 1867 by Henry Emerson. So I made up this poem, right? Henry Emerson is not a real person because I am writing all of this for you guys. Emerson addresses the readers using the second person, implies that readers lack self-understanding, stating that blank. Okay, so this is the key. Readers lack self-understanding because let's actually go through these both of these things, okay? So what does the question actually ask? Which quotation most effectively supports the implication? So on the old SAT, we would answer one question and find evidence for that question in the next question, right? Now we are combining both of those, okay? So they already kind of gave us, okay, what are we looking for? The implication. What's the implication? People lack self-understanding, okay? So I don't know things about myself. People don't know things about themselves. I always want you guys to translate the things in your heads or even on paper in regular English that you can recognize, okay? Paraphrase, paraphrase, paraphrase. So I'm looking for people lack self-understanding. What does that mean? People don't know stuff about themselves, okay? People don't know stuff about themselves. So take a second to read all the three choices. You read them, right? You can pause the screen. Okay, so I wrote all of these in poetic meter and etc. So, the answer here, I'll give you guys the answer. What do you guys think the answer is? Yeah, it's A. This is not a trick question. What I've noticed with the new SAT is that when they do poetry, they purposely make it not that high level because the fact that it's poetry, I guess, is enough for the difficulty. So we have, I don't care about the sleeping. I don't care about that. What do I care about? Unknown you are to yourself. Or you have not heard what you speak. Those two. I only want to focus on the things that give me evidence for my answer, okay? So, what was the question? The readers don't know about themselves. What is the evidence? Unknown you are to yourself. You don't hear yourself. That's it, okay? Now, with the other ones, I'll get into, and we're done. We could end the video here. But I'm going to warn you guys against what you're going to might do wrong here. So, if you look at B, you're a multitude. The trees are not one bent, but many. So you grow without bound, without care. So whenever you have in your head, maybe, perhaps, possibly, or could in literary analysis, that answer is wrong. Okay? Because I've had students go like this. Well, if you're a multitude, that means you're complicated. So that means like you don't know yourself. Notice how many that means was in there. You're a multitude. That means you're complicated. That means that's too many levels. Okay? I just need unknown you are to yourself, so you don't know yourself. That's the answer, okay? That level of simplicity. So that's out, okay? And then C, same thing. People go like, oh, maybe we spoke more. We would know. Like, C, maybe. Wrong, okay? And then this one is really, really close because, like, no one has heard them. But what's the key phrase? I'm going to underline it, self, okay? So answer choice D, I want you guys to look at because if you do get it wrong, probably between A and D. D is almost the same thing as A, except it's just missing one word, self. So, what do they do all the time? They give you something that is like 95% correct, except for one word. And that one word was self here. Okay. And you guys might notice here, that's pretty much it for today's content for this video, that it is pretty much the same thing as the line evidence that we used to do for the old SAT. So, I did say, oh, it's brand new exclusive content in terms of this is a new package that they're giving it to, right? But be confident in your skills that you have learned through studying, especially if you learned from our channel. And it's really not going to be anything groundbreaking, guys. Don't get discouraged, except actually be excited, right? Because it's a new opportunity, okay? So that's it for today's poetry and line evidence question. So all you have to do is figure out, okay, the key phrase. What am I looking for? What is this evidence for? In this case, it was People don't know themselves. Always translate it into regular English like that, and then look for the evidence that has that regular English paraphrased, okay? Paraphrase, you guys heard that millions of times, and that's it for today's Quick and Dirty. Leave in the comments whatever you want to see covered on the new SAT if you guys have looked at it, or whatever other test you need. Study every day with Sexy J. That's the best way. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.